Hey guys, this is Victor, the Wise Traditions Nutritionist, and today I want to speak to you about BAM, which is actually bile acid malabsorption. And this is a growing issue that many people are not aware of because it's often misunderstood or misdiagnosed as IBS and even other things. So anyway, just a really quick video to try and give people some help. And the first thing, what is it and why does this happen, right? So, BAM is when the bile salts do not get reabsorbed, which results in diarrhea. And I say reabsorbed because our body produces bile salts. Gets mixed with the bile, right? It comes from the liver, goes to your gallbladder, and it gets sent into your digestive system to help break down fats. And then it's supposed to get reabsorbed, but it doesn't. Or if it doesn't, then you're going to end up with a problem. You're going to end up with this bad diarrhea. Now, you need to do a stool test. You need to test your stool to see if you actually have high levels of bile salts in your stool. So, and there are different levels, and this will tell you if the problem really is BAM rather than IBS or some other related issue. And so it's not difficult to test, but you need to get a test done, and then you'll know what you're dealing with. Then you know, okay, wow, my body is not reabsorbing the bile salts, and that's what's creating my diarrhea. It's not because of fat or my diet or other issues, it's the bile salts. And then you can deal with that. Okay, so the the big thing, the big issue is usually dysbiosis, meaning our gut microbiome, the microbes in our gut are all out of balance. And then this creates all kinds of havoc in our body. And yeah, then we can't absorb these bile acids or the bile salts. So, another possible problem is if someone has had their gallbladder removed, because then you have a constant trickle of the bile salts and bile into the digestive system. And this is not the most common cause, but that might be a reason why. Okay, it's actually a relatively small percentage of people have this as the cause. A larger problem is people that have had part or all of the ileum removed, because that organ, that is what is supposed to take the bile salts out of your digestive system. And so if that is not functioning properly, then you're going to end up with too many bile salts in your gut, and that's going to give you the crazy diarrhea. Okay, now there are other complications. Of course, there is IBS, Crohn's disease, etc. These things are all interrelated, and it could be, okay, is it BAM causing IBS or IBS causing BAM, right? Sometimes it's difficult to tell. And there can be issues with your pancreas or liver about producing the necessary enzymes and such. So it's a little bit complicated, but regardless of what it is, it's relatively easy to deal with. And I don't want to say easy, but you can deal with it. You've got to know why it's happening to you, because there are different ways of handling it. But let's look at that, right? So, how do we fix it and how do we manage it along the way to make our life more livable, easy? Because it is not a pleasant thing to deal with. The long term solution is to fix your gut. And this may or may not be easy for you, okay? Basically, you got to get fermented foods into your diet, probiotic supplements, etc., a good diet, and fix the microbiome, and everything should come back into balance, and you should be okay, unless you are dealing with issues like you had your ileum removed or something. So, again, you need to test your stool to see if you have it or not. You really need to know what's going on. And then to manage it, most people are going to be prescribed drugs, unfortunately. Look, I'm not a doctor, I'm not your doctor, but I really don't like drugs. They all have side effects. If you feel you need to take a drug because your doctor is insisting on it, the colesevelam is probably the best, safest one to take, at least according to current studies. This seems to be the best by far with regard to side effects. Now, look, a month from now, there might be new studies that show devastating things. So I don't like drugs, but anyway, that's just my opinion. There it is. That's my recommendation with the drugs. An easy way, the best way, bentonite clay. Get a really good clay. Clay can absorb bile salts. Maybe not as good as some of the drugs. However, the drugs have a limit to what you should be taking, right? And they come with side effects. Clay, you can take a lot more clay, and the side effects of clay are good for you. Clay is nourishing. When clay is absorbing, it is releasing minerals that you can use. So clay is absolutely fantastic. Learn how to use it, learn how to work with it, and it can help you more. You can take clay like with all your food all the time. Just a little bit of clay goes a long way, and you'll be nourishing and protecting yourself from the bile acids, helping to absorb them. Another thing you can use is activated charcoal. Activated charcoal, activated carbon, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. This is also very good at absorbing the bile acids. However, I don't really recommend using a lot of activated charcoal, using it all the time. I look at that as more of a, how would I say, short-term use. Like I use activated charcoal when I get food poisoning and such, but clay I want to have in my diet like all the time. Just good stuff. But anyway, they're both really good. They can both support you if you have BAM. Now, another thing that even doctors will tell you is reduce the fat in your diet. Go to a low-fat diet. Now, I don't really want to recommend a low-fat diet. You might have to do that, but also you could just reduce the portions of fat. So it's not just the overall amount of fat in your diet in a day, but how much you're consuming at one time. And again, this will depend on the individual and exactly what is causing your BAM. So reducing fat or fat portions can help you a lot to manage it while you're healing it. And then finally, enzymes might benefit you. So if you're having issues with your pancreas and you're just not producing enough enzymes, then maybe your body is producing too much bile to compensate. So this could, again, help some people. It depends on you. So you've got a lot of different things going on. There are a lot of different factors that could be causing BAM. So the exact way you handle it will be different for everyone. However, again, I'm going to emphasize using a really good clay is going to help you no matter what, because clay is going to help you with the long-term solutions, fixing your dysbiosis. It's just a really excellent thing. And the activated charcoal, again, is a very good, safe thing to use. Clay and charcoal are certainly better than drugs. Again, that's my opinion. That's about all I got. I wanted to keep this short so that people will watch it, because it really isn't too difficult for most people to deal with BAM. Again, everyone is different. It's going to be more extreme for some people, but still, try those solutions. You might be shocked and pleasantly surprised by how well you can manage your issues with BAM as you get closer to a final solution and eliminate it completely. So that's it. I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe. Please be sure to check out my new courses too. I've got a free course on the histamine issues. And anyway, I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.